everyone, welcome to the Captain's video weblog. We are Monday, October the 19th, 2015. 2015, I don't know, 2015, 2015, it's pretty much the same thing. Something I thought about, you know, when you learn English, you learn that you don't do the same as in French, where you say the year as if it were a number, because some years could get pretty confusing, like, I don't know, 1965, 1965. I see where the problem is. At the same, same thought, you could think that maybe it's not that bad. I mean, 1965, if you say to, it could be understood at 1965. That's something that the old people use here in France. You know, the 1900. Like, it's because, you know, 1900, it sounds the same. You know, 1900 and 1900 sounds pretty much the same in French. Now, 2000, that sounds just wrong in French, you know, Vincent, because it's a name. Anyway, yeah, we are on a, it's weird. It was probably the longest day of class I had in a few months, if not even a couple of years. Yeah, I had the first class, it was 9 p.m. and I had class until 9 a.m. and I had class until 7 p.m. You know, it was pretty good until the last class, the very last class. I nearly fell asleep halfway through. And I don't know if it's because I didn't get really to rest after eating, and had to directly go to class, or if it's just because I didn't sleep a lot last night. I don't know. I mean, I really didn't sleep a lot because I'm shit at managing time. You know, I was on this website, and I was pondering whether I should watch the 4 anime episodes I had on this website, and so having to wait 100 minutes every time. You know, the last one I had pretty much calculated. I had arrived at the end of the 100 minutes of wait between the episodes. So I was like, yeah, I'm on the page. Except when I arrived at the end of the episode, I realized that, and I want to see how much time remained until I could see the next one. I saw 76 minutes, and I was like, no, that doesn't check out. I didn't wait 100 minutes to watch the episode. And then I realized maybe it's from the moment you press the play button, which would make sense. So yeah, I think it's because of that. So at that point it was 1 a.m. So waiting 100 minutes would lead to 2:40, except it went way over that. I was watching a video, and that was supposed to, in the ideal context, was supposed to take me to the very last minute of the wait, except it should have taken me to maybe 30 minutes after the before the end waited, so I would have had to watch it on the morning. Except I did I paused the video I was watching at the half, and suddenly I began browsing whatever for apparently 30 minutes, or even more than that, because when I went back to the video, to the streaming website, it was, I mean, it remained probably 16 minutes, and on the video remained 20 minutes. So yeah, I think I kind of fucked up, but I managed to wake up this morning, so I thought like, hey, maybe it's not going to be that bad, except it was. God. Yeah, I'm shit at managing time. But, I mean, it could work at a moment. What's that? Oh. Did she? Oh, well. In NXT, there is this female wrestler that everyone calls Blue Pants because it's Leatherbaits, and she first appeared cosplaying, I think it's a character from X-Men, but she had blue pants, and that's pretty much. And it was a match for against Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, who were masters of talking, shit talking really, and then they called her Blue Pants, So apparently she's done with the WWE, which is kind of sad because she always got huge pops, and apparently it's part of the problem, She pretty much got over on a very organic fashion, She did the thing to get over herself, which is not very good because she was supposed to be a jobber, and apparently she made comments about being more over than other talents, which is, it's kind of shitty, to be fair. You gotta be humble because she hasn't a contract with the WWE. Apparently there was a feeling that she didn't appreciate the spot she had. Ooh. All right, well that's kind of sad, but it's the WWE, it's not the Indies, so you gotta get to the accustomed to the pace of the WWE and to what the do's and don'ts, as they say. So there's another article about Santino Marella. Because he had heat with the Divas, which is understandable because Santino Marella won the Divas Battle Royal at WrestleMania 25 under the moniker of Santina Marella, his twin sister, and some girls thought that he was taking a spot, which is, it was a moment in the history of the female division in the WWE where it was pretty terrible, to be totally honest. So yeah, I can understand why he got heat. And honestly, yeah. Nowadays, divas, I don't really like the term. Female wrestlers they're really good. Not all in the top roster of the WWE are really good, but they're workers, and they're really, I mean, they're pretty good at that, I would guess. Who will turn face and heel at Hell in a Cell? Hell in a Cell this Sunday on the WWE Network. It's fairly sure, you know, that there's like this free month for the new subscribers. Look at that, $9.99. You can watch the pay-per-views for a low price. And like, what? So Paige, she's gonna turn heel. Yeah, well, I mean, she's already pretty much heel. I mean, she's playing for, she's playing the lone violin, I guess. I don't know how you would say that, but she's going on her own. That's pretty much a given. Dolph Ziggler would turn heel. Are you sure about that? I don't know. Seth Rollins turns heel? But Seth is... Wait, what? You mean he turns face? Seth Rollins is the WWE champion. He's the face of the Authority. He's full of himself and he's full of shit. He cannot turn face. No, I mean, he cannot turn heel. He's already pretty much the heelest. The only way they could go is going to be face. And I mean, Seth Rollins is a really natural face. He's really good at being a heel because he's got that thing on the mic. He's good on the mic. He's damn good. But I guess he would be better as an anti-authority. I mean, they probably hyped up too much the fact that he was the architect of the Shield, you know, because at the moment when the Shield was created, he was the NXT champion, so obviously he would have been the architect. Even though that, I think that's not been brought up, that he was the NXT champion at the time the Shield was created. I mean, outside of NXT, because when he went to NXT with Dean and Roman, he had the belt on his shoulder. And it's pretty much after a revolution, if I may say so myself, that he got beaten by Biggie Langston, who was really dominant, except that at the end of his run he was in the WWE, was in the main roster, so he kind of had to lose his title. That's pretty much the way it goes. And he lost his title to Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas lost his title to to Adrian Neville. And then Adrian Neville lost to Sami Zayn, who lost to Kevin Owens, who lost to Finn Balor. And it's gone really fast, and that's mainly because they are very talented guys who will go up really quickly. Like at the moment Seth won the title, he went up fairly quickly. I mean, probably 5 months. He won the title in August of 2012, and he first appeared at Survivor Series? No, Hell in a Cell? I don't remember. It was one of those two. So it was in the next 6 months he got up, and I think until December he stayed in NXT. So yeah, there's this. Biggie had been for a long time in NXT. Seth had been for a very long time in NXT. Hell, he had even been there when it was still FCW. He had a good old-fashioned, very brutal feud with Dean Ambrose, and he had a three-way dance with both Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, who was back then known as Leaki, I don't remember, but which is pretty close to his actual name, Leati Anoa'i, because he's a Samoan. He's the cousin of The Rock, you know. I think the only Samoan wrestler who's not in the family of The Rock is Samoa Joe. That's pretty much an accomplishment because at the beginning it wasn't the same family, but the two wrestlers became blood brothers, which means that even though they're not probably related by blood, some of those guys in the family, they're still family because it's a very deep bond. Even though it's not by law, they're pretty much a family. So that's pretty much everything we want to say. Wow, Bleacher Report. Okay. Yeah. One thing I didn't like recently in the WWE was integrating Rusev's engagement with Lana as part of the Ziggler-Rusev-Lana Summer Rae thing, which is fairly bad. I don't like it. I mean, obviously Rusev, it was pretty obvious that he was still with Lana in real life. Anyone who watched their feed on Instagram knew that they were together, they were legit. One could have thought that maybe he actually broke up with Lana and went with Summer Rae. Well, not really that, but that Lana went with Dolph Ziggler, because why not? Dolph Ziggler is a very attractive man. And he's kind of funny, I guess. But yeah. It's been a long day. I don't know what to talk about. Yeah, so Rusev got engaged with Lana. Lana got injured last month, and it also was last month that Rusev proposed to her. And it surfaced literally 5 days after Summer Rae kayfabe proposed to Rusev. And I mean, it was TMZ, and so I guess that TMZ, something appearing on TMZ makes it pretty much legit for the WWE, because a lot of stuff has been talked about on TMZ and became true WWE things, like Jon Stewart, who is among the best outside people, I would say, to come into a ring and really, make the most of what he's given. He feuded with both John Cena and Seth Rollins. One is among the one title away from dethroning Ric Flair as the most decorated, the wrestler who's won the most World Championship recognized by the WWE. The other one is the current WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and is probably going to be the face of the company in a couple of years. I mean, with John Cena leaving for some time after Hell in a Cell, he said it. I don't know how it's gonna happen. He's probably going to be kayfabe injured at the pay-per-view, maybe in the match against Ziggler, I would say, or maybe in a match against Kevin Owens. Reuniting the United States and Intercontinental titles. That would be great, I guess. Even though, that's not the bad thing that could happen to both of these titles. But yeah, I mean, yeah, with the Cena being not on screen until, who knows, maybe the Royal Rumble. Oh boy, that would be great. 3 or 4 months without Cena. That's such an opportunity to build great stars. Like, hey, who knows, Cesaro, Dean Ambrose, make Seth Rollins look more legit than just making him face Kane for some reason. Not that I hate Kane. Kane is, I would say, maybe not a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he will definitely be there. You know, he's been there for years. He suffered through cringe-worthy gimmicks, like everyone else, I would say. And he's still there, and he still has that mystique. Pretty much not that much the same as The Undertaker, because the mystique behind the Undertaker will probably never die, even though there's been photos of him looking old as fuck that been leaked on the internet. But when he steps into the ring, that you hear the gong, the lights go out, the flames, that's it, you're there. From Death Valley, weighing at the 299 pounds, the Undertaker, and you're there, and it's the Deadman, the Phenom, the American Badass. Ooh, let's not talk about that. But he's there. You know, you would probably have to, I don't know, kayfabe kill the Undertaker to make him human in the eyes of everyone. Even his loss, when he got utterly destroyed at WrestleMania last year by Brock Lesnar, he still was the Undertaker. He was not Mark Calloway, who is almost 50 and should retire. He was the Undertaker, and he got demolished, brutalized by the Beast. So yeah, I mean, it's the win probably. I mean, after winning against the Undertaker at WrestleMania, what something no one has ever done. You make him lose the title the next year at WrestleMania against Seth Rollins. It makes a huge star out of Seth Rollins. It's really hard to capitalize on that. But what can you do? You can just put Brock Lesnar in a match against the Big Show and say, hey, you know what, the Big Show has been so sloppy this past few years because he's tired, he's bored. You know, you put all these small guys in front of him and he crushes them, bam, punch in the face, get back home, son. He got demolished by Brock Lesnar at Madison Square Garden. It was pretty unfair. Something I thought about in the tramway was like, hey, sometimes I'm like, I see the 10-minute mark coming up and I'm like, I probably haven't talked enough. And suddenly I watched again at the clock and it's 35 minutes and I'm like, hey, maybe I've talked too much. So, I don't know. I haven't watched a lot of anime this weekend, despite everything that I'm saying, and that makes it that's gonna make it really complicated to get back to it. Like I have four or five episodes on my my telephone, 2 that I just downloaded on my computer, and I'm like, oh, will I be able to watch it all until before the weekend? Maybe. I mean, tomorrow in the afternoon I haven't got any classes, so maybe I will go to the cinema. But maybe I could watch anime instead. There's this anime this season that is called Anitore EX, which is short for Anime de Training. So train with anime. The first episode was like push-ups and crunches, and I realized that I wasn't doing crunches correctly. Who'd have thought? I can do exercise, but I wanted to begin this week, and I was like, yeah, but next week is the holidays, and I'll be at home, and for a whole week I won't be able to exercise, so what good is it to start now? So I will probably start after the holidays, which is only, you know, the holidays, they are only 1 week long, so it's not as if it were really complicated to do it for a whole week, to just push it back by 2 weeks. I'm still, I mean, I'm like, maybe it will be good anyway. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, it's for 1 week. I'm not going to do shit. So, because I really cannot train at home. Like in my apartment, I push the chair, and I can do some exercise between the computer, the desk, my desk, and my bed. There's enough place. There's enough room. Then at home, if I want to do it in my bedroom, which is the best choice really, because where I put it in a hallway, in the living room. Not sure that I want to expose myself to my family, like that. In my bedroom, there's no room, and I mean, even it's not something about there's too much stuff. Just that there's my bed, and it's got these stairs, and it's got the desk, and it takes a lot of place. It takes a lot of room. There's no room to exercise there. So we start next week. Maybe my excuse for that will be that hey, there's no French subs for that shit. So how do I know how to do push-ups correctly? Because fun fact, I cannot do push-ups correctly either. That's something that bugs me a lot. Why are there two pronunciations for the same word? It's written exactly the same, and it's got pretty much the same sense, the same meaning. Either, neither. Do you say neither or do you say neither? I don't know. Why would you say it like a German? You are the one you're the ones who say back, while it's actually Bach, and you are we were so much you were so much afraid, your kings were so much afraid that we would pronounce your name, the name of the kings on the wrong manner, because we used to pronounce the W's like the Germans. That you changed the kings of Scotland, changed their names from Stuart to Stuart. So Stuart, Stewart, to Stuart, Stuart, because the Stuarts, they first gained a fiefdom, I would say, in France, a dukedom, I think it was. So they became the Stuarts. That's why Mary Stuart could be Queen of France, because there was a link with France. And the link is so strong. The bond with that part of France is so strong that today there's still the Dukes of Aubigny, even despite selling the castle and pretty much everything that linked them to the place. They still the Dukes of a part of France. How does that happen? And I mean, that's okay, because there's the old alliance. So we're not gonna shit on the Scots. They're our friends. Same goes for the Irish. The only ones that we cannot bear are the English and the Welsh, because they surrendered to the English when they were French. Like, what? But you gotta know that the English, the kings of England, like until the Plantagenet, I would say, dynasty, they were French, and some of them at a moment, I think it was in the 100 Years' War, at the court, you didn't speak English, you didn't even speak French, you would speak Gascon, which is the language of the dukedom of Aquitaine. Aquitaine, I don't know if it's Gascony? That would make sense. The dukedom that sits in southwestern France, among the mayors of Bordeaux were Englishmen, and they were really English in their names, but I'm pretty sure that they would speak Gascon pretty well. And the worst thing is, the kings, some of them were born in Wales. So there was a part of Wales where people were speaking Gascon, and just to make just to be understood from by the king. And I don't know, maybe at some point there was a really anti-French sentiment in England that still exists, I guess, because they can't handle how better we are. But yeah, they just dropped speaking French, but they still, I don't know. I think it's Queen Victoria that decided that, hey, maybe we should, stop trying to say, hey, we're kings of the French. Mainly because it was a petty feud. Like, who cares? Well, we care, obviously. I know that in Normandy and in the Channel Islands, the Queen is also known as the Duke of Normandy. Like, I think when Queen Elizabeth II went to Normandy in the 60s or the 70s, they said, "Long live the Duke," because she pretty much, I mean, not in the Channel Islands, but on the mainland of Normandy, where she's just the Queen of England. She's not the Duke of Normandy anymore. But there's such, it's such a remnant feeling. Like, if somehow someone would take, no, maybe not, because we're there's not that much royalists in southern France. We were very much for the Republic. It's a very known fact, well-known fact. So anyway, we crossed the 30 minutes bar again. God damn it! It's going to be 11 p.m. and I won't have done anything but sit on the toilet and talk to my phone. How sad is that, huh? So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Yeah, I'm still pretty tired. I don't know what I'm gonna do because I cannot sleep yet. Goodbye.